Since January 20th, Google requires JavaScript for search, which means that rank trackers have to adapt. This is the latest move of a long-standing battle between SEOs and Google, but this time it's different. The new policy makes rank tracking much more expensive because rank trackers operate in a gray zone. Google tolerates rank tracking but doesn't officially allow it. To get data now, rank trackers need more RAM, which increases the cost of every data point. The result is that the cost of doing SEO is rising, but rank tracking has lost its way long before Google switched to JavaScript crawling. Behind the curtain of privacy, Google has made a lot of moves in the past that made the lives of companies harder in search. In 2013, Google stopped sharing keyword referrers. The only way to understand what users search to get to your site was and still is Google Search Console. More about that in a moment. And then in 2014, Google started to show direct answers at the top of the search results, which created more of a winner-takes-it-all situation. Subsequent SERP features like People Also Asked or video carousels followed and climbed up the ranks. Today, there are over 30 known SERP features that compete with attention with classic search results. It's very hard to predict how many clicks you might get because there are so many combinations of SERP features. Since last year, Google shows ads between organic results, which broke the traditional wall between organic and paid results. And of course, last year, Google launched AI overviews. The AI answers are now available in over 100 countries and provide in-depth answers right in the search results. So clicking through to a search result is now redundant in some cases. The data Google shares around these trends ranges from non-existent to bare. AI overviews or SERP features are not included in Search Console data, not even speaking of the fact that Google filters out 50% of query data for privacy reasons. Ahrefs looked at 150,000 websites and found that about 50% of keywords and clicks are hidden. And Google mentions two questionable reasons: privacy and queries with a low number of searches. But to take a step back, focusing on a single keyword hasn't made sense in a long time. On one hand, a single web page can rank for thousands of keywords as long as those keywords express the same intent and the page gives good answers to all implied questions. And this has been the case for many years now. On the other hand, more and more keywords don't even deliver a single click because SERP features keep people in the search results, or a click simply isn't necessary. Searchers get the answers right in the search results. SparkToro found that over 37% of searches don't result in a single click and over 21% result in another search. A couple of months ago, I rewrote my guide to in-house SEO and luckily started ranking in position 1. But the joke was on me. I didn't get a single dirty click for that. The bigger picture is that ranking positions and keywords are just not that valuable anymore. And our response can be twofold. First, while the overarching goal of SEO should of course be to show up as high as possible in the search results, we need to focus on the attention-catching elements like video carousels or AI answers. And in some cases, that could mean expanding to other platforms like YouTube. And second, we need to look at aggregate data. By the way, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel or my free newsletter Growth Memo on www.growth-memo.com. We're still operating with the old model of SEO where we track a list of keywords and measure success by positions. But how much sense does that make when a single page can rank for thousands of keywords? Even better, how much sense does that make given that search is moving from a list of results to LLM answers? The keyword doesn't have a future in search. What does is intent, and LLMs are much better at understanding it. So here are my suggestions. Instead of focusing on keyword, we should focus on organic traffic aggregated by page and domain. You're probably wondering about a couple of questions. Let me address each of them. So how would we track how well a domain or a page are doing? The answer is that we can still look at keywords, but a page's organic traffic direction is much more indicative of whether it does well or not. How would we know what pages to create without doing keyword research? My take is that instead of researching keywords, we should go back to talking more to customers and analyze what questions and topics they care about. If that matches with keyword search volume, awesome. If not, still go for it. Conversations are a much better alternative. Search volume has a lot of flaws, and we've become way too obsessed with it. We can also, and probably will have to, use more paid search data to inform SEO, because paid search data has become more reflective of topics with the way that Google shows ads to users in search. How would we opportunity size new SEO projects? My take is that we can forecast potential simply by looking at organic traffic to domains or pages that already show up for topics that we care about, just not on the keyword level. Clickstream data that reflects how users browse the web is much better because it doesn't try to project the potential traffic of a keyword position. Where we still can use keywords is to analyze historic search volume to project whether a topic is growing or shrinking. But I suggest using only large amounts of keywords. A huge benefit of the aggregate approach is that it transfers well to LLM search because we can track referral traffic by domains like chatgpt.com or perplexity.ai. ChatGPT even adds a URL parameter to outgoing clicks that makes tracking easier. Think about it like this. If SEO is a game, winning now requires adjusting based on the flow of the game rather than counting cards. The actual reason for why Google enforces JavaScript crawling is not to hurt SEOs, but to defend itself against generative AI competitors. ChatGPT and Perplexity are already gaining significant ground. For example, ChatGPT has already surpassed the traffic of Bing and Google's Gemini, and Perplexity is on the way to get there. LLM crawlers cannot execute JavaScript, which means they can now no longer crawl Google search results to ground their answers. By the way, this also means that you need to make sure that your content is accessible without JavaScript. Otherwise, LLMs might not be able to crawl it and you might not appear in their answers. As a result of all of this, the quality of Perplexity and ChatGPT search answers could decrease temporarily. Another potential effect is that LLM developers might build their own models or web indices to weight answers and become independent of search engines. And the second order effect of that is that good SEO is no longer sufficient to appear often in LLMs. We would have to reverse engineer LLM results like we did back in the day with Google. In either way, the future of search is not keywords, but intentions. Let this be my official eulogy.